Hey guys, if this video comes as a surprise to you, that's cause it does to me too. Let me start at the beginning. A few nights ago, I was playing Multiverses with some friends when I got a notification on my phone. Half the time I get messages on Instagram, I assume it's bots trying to get me to advertise their jewelry, but part of me is always naively optimistic. Luckily this time, it was a real message, an invite from fellow content creator Hyperoid for their Cap 1v1 Pokémon Showdown Invitational. If you're like me and didn't know what CAP was, I'll explain it. CAP is the Create a Pokémon project, and it is intended to introduce new Pokémon based on the current real Pokémon meta. This means I have to learn an entirely new set of Mons before the tournament, which mind you is less than 48 hours after this invite was extended. Of course, if I didn't like the challenge, I would have said no, but it sounds like a lot of fun. Besides, there's $100 on the line, and there's a Dragon Ball Z box set at the bookstore that's been calling my name. If I want to win it though, I better do some serious. Anytime I've played Pokemon Showdown before, I've used either a Rain Dance team or a Toxic Stall team. I don't want to be the last guy invited to the tournament and Toxic Stall everyone, so I decided to go with the Rain Dance team. I used to do this because I love Ludicolo, and he's a great special sweeper, but with the introduction of some new faces, I think he might have been replaced. Let's see the final team. First off is Kermit the Politoed. He is the Rainbringer with his ability Drizzle. He'll come out turn 1, then switch out so I can utilize the rain most effectively. After one of my Pokemon faints, I'll send Kermit back out to redo the Drizzle and use his Choice Scarf to try and avenge whoever fainted. Choice Scarf makes it so Kermit can almost always get the first hit in. He has a range of strong attacking moves so that no matter who we're fighting, he has something up his sleeve. Next is our first Cap Pokemon, Fluffy the Cyclone. This electric and dragon type is the special sweeper that took the place of Ludicolo. Their life orb allows them to do extra damage, but at the cost of some of their life every turn. He's got Slack Off to heal, some mysterious stab moves, and a rain boosted Hydro Pump. Zizrar the Colosoil is a physical attacker, the bringer of some utility, a dark and ground type, and the Mole King from Johnny Test. Additionally, he is probably one of my favorite Cap designs, and that does indeed contribute to why I brought him on. He uses his Life Orb to power up his moves Earthquake and Sucker Punch, which both have Stab. He also knows Knock Off to remove enemy items, and Rapid Spin to remove things like Leech Seed and Stealth Rock. The deepest cut name-wise of the bunch is my Tomahawk Assassin's Creed, who is named after the Smosh song from 2012.
I shoot a mofo in the throat with my bow.
In this situation, however, Tomahawk isn't my death blow, and is actually the most defensive of the team. He has leftovers for extra healing and the ability Prankster, which lets his substitute and Roost always go first, making it so this guy can outlive almost anything. He also gets Stab on Aurasphere for a decent fighting move that can't miss, and Stab on Hurricane, which also can't miss as long as there's rain. Assassin's Creed's survivability works really well when there's something chipping away at the opponent. That is where Lil Guy comes in. Lil Guy, or Molix, is a fire and poison type who doesn't have to worry about the rain making him weaker because of his dry skin ability. This ability actually makes the rain heal him. He's here to set up Toxic Spikes to poison switching Pokemon, and Stealth Rock to hurt switching Pokemon. I couldn't make a team and not include at least a little Toxic Stalling.
It's called we do a little
Toxic Stalling. The final Pokemon on the team is the main physical sweeper Kabutotops, named after the fan favorite character from Dragon Ball Z, Kabuto. He has Swift Swim, so he has double speed in the rain, and a plethora of hard-hitting attacks so we can capitalize on this speed best as possible. This is the team I plan on using, even though my first few test games I think I had a 20% win rate. I'm typing this the night before the tournament, and I'll update you guys again when it's about to start, then we'll go through the matches together. It's about to begin, and I've been doing some random matches to practice since I woke up this morning at the reasonable time of 11:30. My win rate has gone up just a little, but I've certainly noticed a trend of losing to certain Pokemon, so if we don't see them, we might just pull through, or at least not lose in round 1. Without further ado, let's move on to... The tournament has now passed, and I can now disclose you with the tales from the crypt. As you can see on this beautiful bracket image, I was not the first person to go, and thank goodness for that. During the first match, I learned something crucial about my team. It doesn't matter, and it never did. You see, I was too content-brained to really pay attention to the rules of the tournament, and I took 1v1 as singles, which it very much is not. 1v1 allows each player to choose between 3 random Cap Pokemon, with their own random competitive sets in what is essentially glorified rock, paper, scissors. Does this mean I spent 48 hours designing and testing teams to the point where I saw Pokemon spinning above me when I was trying to sleep, all for nothing? Mostly. I did at least learn a bit about the cat Pokemon, so I may be able to make educated choices, but hopefully not knowing enough about one of the Pokemon I didn't use won't bite me moving forward. Like I said earlier, I was about the 4th person to go according to the bracket, facing off against Game On Noah, who has his own YouTube channel I'll link below. I will link it below, even though he didn't actually make it in time for this tournament, giving me a bye round 1 and an apology from him about 2.5 hours after we were expected to play. This mishap, along with some technical difficulties, made it so I didn't actually play my first game until about an hour and a half into the tournament. This gave me plenty of time to watch and study the Pokemon that Cap had to offer. After the wait, I received my invite from streamer AA Batteries, and the pressure was on. I look over to mute the stream so I could focus, and that's when I see the predictions. I don't remember the specific numbers, but it might as well have been 99% him and 1% me. I was gonna have to be smart if I wanted to prove them wrong. My choices were Molix, who though I was partial to him, he was the obvious worst choice, then Revenonk, a ghost and fighting type who was slow, but an extraordinarily hard hitter. My final option was Necturna, another ghost and this time grass type, who also came up as a viable option. Considering his typing options having things that were good against Molix and good against Necturna, I chose Revenonk as the safe option. And I made the right choice, as my opponent chose the Ghost and Dragon type Pajantum, allowing for me to get a one-hit Shadow Claw kill. I could do this. If I keep up the smart decision making, I could confidently take this set. Confidence though was my killer, and I made the thoughtless mistake to, as a bug type, use a fire attack against a fire type Pokemon. The returning Overheat was enough to kill me in one hit. The matches in this mode certainly don't last long. For round 3, I decided if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and chose Revenonk again, which was the smart choice, as he chose the water and steel type Leviathan and lost to 2 swift and strong Drain Punches. With this, the best of 3 was mine, and I moved on to the semifinals. I could have lost here and been content. I got invited, which made me happy enough, and I didn't lose round 1, which would have gotten me kicked out because it was single elimination. I'm starting to think that it all being random is going to work in my favor, because not only did I do all that research, but talking to the other competitors, I don't think they knew anything about the format either. Except for Leaf WDM, who I gathered was the winner of the last tournament in this style. I also learned he was going to be my opponent in the next match. Lucky bracket, I guess. Let me tell you how it went. I stick to the theme of hard-hitting half-fighting types, with the Dark and Fighting Voodoo. He has the choice specs, which makes his attack stronger, but once I pick an attack, it's the only one I can use for the rest of the fight. This is scary on account of my opponent picking the utility Pokemon Fidget, who is famous in this game mode for using Disable. If you get disabled with the choice specs, then you have no choice but to use Struggle, which is a death sentence in a game mode moving this fast. I knew that I only had one chance to win this match, and that was to get the 20% flinch chance on Dark Pulse. The attack hits, Fidget heals with their berry, and then they flinch. I'm able to get out another Dark Pulse on turn 2, and I took game 1. Game 2 starts immediately after, and I know Revenonk hasn't let me down yet, so I make my choice. For the first and only time, it was the wrong choice, as the Steel and Flying Commodore is able to Belly Drum and Acrobatics to take me in one foul swoop. I even had a fire type to choose from, so it really felt like I was paying for my allegiance to Revenonk. Round 3 comes around, and based on my opponent having 2 Pokemon weak to fire, and 1 weak to grass, the fire and grass Pyrac seemed like the best option. Earth Power is double super effective to the Rock and Poison Crucible, but they're left with just enough health and more than enough speed to get 2 Gunk Shots for a quick and painless loss for me. I had a good run, I can't complain, I didn't even get out in the... Wait, did he just challenge me again? I tuned back into the Discord chat to learn that the players have taken it upon themselves to play a best of 5 in these later matches. Not that it matters, cause I suffer another quick loss. Then I'm invited again. This time I use the same belly drum strategy to take a win. The score is now 2-3, is this a best of 7? I wasn't sure at the point if we were just playing for fun or not, so I stopped thinking as hard about what I was doing. I see Colosoil and I pick him because I like his design, and that carries me into a slight victory, due to the combination of Burn, Facade, and Guts dominating a double protect, making the hypothetical score 3-3. In the next match, I get 3 Pokemon I don't really have an attachment to, so I go with Leviathan because at least I've seen their strategy before. Luckily, my opponent picked a Fire type, allowing for Dragon Dance and Waterfall to get a kill, once again with me having less than 15 HP. Then the invites stopped. That was a fun way to end it, with some matches that had a lot less pressure. I wait for my turn in the interview booth when I hear this.
Hayden!
Yo.
Nice job with the win there. It was really close. How do you feel?
I somehow won. My compliance with running the bit ended up winning me the semifinals and moving me on to grands. I then had another few minutes to cool down, as someone showed up a couple hours late and for the sake of content was allowed to compete for the other grand final slot. They didn't get it, but hey, I needed the breather. After an intense Game 5 match, it was time for the grand finals. I don't know if it was a mind game or not, but my opponent Emu took a very long time to choose his Pokemon. If it was a mind game, it worked, and I reselected my Pokemon 2 or 3 times every game. At the end of the day, I went for the classic Colosoil Burn and Facade strat. Colosoil is fast, but Emu's Bug Buzz was even faster than fast and took me out for a Game 1 loss. Game 2, I choose the Electric and Poison Plasmanta, because his choices don't have the best defense against electric attacks. He chooses Krillawatt, who I learned from watching other matches works like Wobbuffet, in the sense that their main attacks are Counter and Mirror Coat. I don't want to do too much damage without killing, because Mirror Coat will sweep me easy, so I go for a Sludge Wave hoping to not do too much. It does do too much though, and Mirror Coat solidifies another loss. This was officially a best of 5 though, so I can bring this back. Luckily, I have plenty of time to recoup, as once again, the Pokemon picking process took plenty of time. I chose Leviathan because they just seemed like the overall best option, and my opponent chose Oramoth. Oramoth has no guard, which means moves like the super effective Thunder hit no matter what. And this is exactly what happened turn 1 when I was setting up Dragon Dance. I did live, and if I got the next attack, the win was mine. We were given all possible movesets before the tournament started, and so I knew there were 2 possible items Oramoth had. Either Choice Specs, which made them stronger, or the Choice Scarf, which made them faster. If it was the Scarf, not even Dragon Dance would be enough for me to hit first. Essentially, this game of rock, paper, scissors became a coin flip. Heads, they had Specs, and the win was mine, or tails, it was the Scarf, and Emu was leaving $100 richer.
This guy stinks!
You can't win them all, you know? So I wasn't too sad, considering the event was a lot of fun. I was, however, very shaken up just from the pressure of competing for money at a public event. Diagnostically, I'm not equipped for that kind of stuff. Unlike Emu's Pokemon selection process, I had no time at all before I was brought into the interview, and I could barely get out full sentences. I did, however, have time to shout out all the normal suspects. You guys, my girlfriend, you know, Goku. Thanks to Hyperoid for hosting this event, it was a lot of fun, and hopefully you'll invite me back next year. I think they plan to make a video on the whole tournament, so be sure to subscribe to them with the link below. I'm also going to link below everyone who competed, regardless on if I mentioned them. Be sure to check them out too. It would have been nice to have $100 or, you know, a box set of Dragon Ball Z, but maybe if you like this video and subscribe and share and watch all of the ads, we can get that box set in no time. Until that day comes, this is your reminder to like, comment, and subscribe. It's free, so you'll always get your money's worth.